Okay, so welcome to this Facebook Live webinar for small business. My name is David Tyler, a professional communicator and small business marketing coach. Considering the number of people, organizations, and small businesses who finally started taking advantage of this platform's possibilities, I thought it would be a good idea to share these tips on using Facebook Live more effectively to teach, inform, and promote your small business. The technology that small businesses have at their fingertips is more powerful than ever. Voltaire said it first, but it's probably known better these days as the Peter Parker principle. With great power comes great responsibility. Using Facebook Live to promote your idea, your group, or small business should be done right. So here are my 10 simple ways to give your Facebook Live more impact. Let's start at the top with the headline. Tip number 1, have an attention-grabbing title. Decide on what you're going to call your live event before you start, so you won't find yourself stumped when asked to give it a title. And think of a subtitle, too, to give more detail, to let your viewer decide if the time that they're going to spend with you is worth their time. The title should grab their attention right away. So here are 5 category suggestions that a great title can fall into. There are many others, but let's stick to these 5 for now. You're going to recognize them. There's the why, the guide, the unexpected comparison, the classic how-to, and the classic list. I'm going to go through each one of these titles now. The why. Here's an example. Why going outdoors makes you smarter, stronger, and more spiritual. Or, why having to start over again is great. The formula for the why kind of a title is pretty simple. The formula is why plus some kind of surprising fact. Then there's the guide, as an example. The compact guide to grammar for busy people. Or maybe a scientific guide to saying no, how to avoid temptation and distraction. The formula for this kind of a title is with an adjective. Adjectives, by the way, are very important in creating interest. So the adjective plus a guide to the specific topic that you're going to be tackling. Then there's the unexpected comparison. Why strong customer relationships trump powerful brands? Or maybe why you should be building trust, not traffic. The formula here is why X is better than Z. Then there's the classic how-to. How to talk to your angriest customers, or how to cut a wine bottle and turn it into a candle. The formula here is the how-to plus achieving something specific. And finally, there's the classic list. 32 legitimate ways to make money at home. Or perhaps 10 simple ways to give your Facebook Live more impact. Hey, that one sounds familiar. The formula here is a number plus an adjective. Again, adjective is very important. Ways to achieve something specific. Remember that the key is to pique the curiosity of the viewer so as to get more eyeballs on your content. Say something meaningful and descriptive to entice them to tune in. I realize that's a lot of information for just the first tip, but it is so important that you have an amazing headline. Newspaper publishers know that, and now you do too. Here's tip number 2. Don't waste time. Don't spend the opening seconds of the broadcast swinging the camera around the room showing us stuff, or getting too social, especially if that social banter is off topic. This is the time to connect with your audience and tell them what you're going to show them, what they're going to learn, and also why that's important. So be professional and don't waste time. Your audience will appreciate it. Tip number 3 for your Facebook Live is stay calm. I know, easier said than done. I've worked in broadcasting for 30 years, and well, yes, I admit it, I still get butterflies just before I go live. So breathe, stay in the moment, and understand that your audience wants you to succeed. They want to learn about your unique perspective on the topic. So stay calm and smile. The temptation might be when you point the camera towards yourself is to start reading the comments and see that people are logging in. Don't act surprised when people log in. It's what you were expecting, so go with it. Likewise, don't start giving shout-outs to viewers unless, somebody of note shows up, like the Pope. Maybe the Pope could show up. It could happen. But just stay calm. Tip number 4, don't wait to start. You should be starting the actual content of your live video broadcast within the first 60 seconds. Don't forget that people who join late will be able to watch the replay for anything that they may have missed in the first few minutes. So no need to wait for more people to log on. Tip number 7, by the way, will be helpful to those who do arrive late, but I'll get to that a little bit later on. Think about this. Waiting to start will penalize the people who made an appointment to tune into your live. So get into the content as soon as you feel comfortable, even if nobody is there yet. People watching the replay won't even know that no one was watching the first few minutes. So don't wait to start. Tip number 5, horizontal please. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. My eyes, I don't know about you, but my eyes are side by side on my head, not one on top of the other. So horizontal makes more sense. It's why we've been doing it that way since the screen was invented. Also, be sure to keep your head in the middle of the frame with your face on the imaginary line between the top third and middle third of the frame. Tip number 6, have an agenda. As a guy, me, who spent 30 years working in TV and radio and who did hours of show preparation before each broadcast, please have an agenda. Before you go live, outline what you're going to say and the points that you intend to make. Then follow that outline. Having no agenda will give the idea to your viewers that you really don't know what you're talking about, and as a result, your believability will suffer, which is the opposite of what you're trying to achieve with a live. Here it is, tip number 7, do a midstream recap. Because what you're doing is live, there will be people joining late for many reasons, so it's a good idea to do a quick recap for those who just joined you. But again, remember, they can watch the replay later. Be brief about it, and unless your broadcast is, going to be an epic 4-hour event, you don't need to do a recap more than once. So with that in mind, let's do a quick recap of the 10 simple ways to give your Facebook Live more impact. Tip number 1, have a great attention-grabbing title. Tip 2, don't waste time. Tip number 3, stay calm, relax, breathe, be in the moment. Tip number 4, don't wait to start. Tip number 5, horizontal please, that's my pet peeve. Tip number 6, have an agenda. And tip number 7, do a midstream recap. Now that that's done, let's move on to tip number 8. Leave questions to the end. During the broadcast, if audience members start asking questions, let them know that you'll take questions at the end of the live broadcast. It'll help you to stick to your agenda. And unless you have a fantastic memory, I do not have a fantastic memory, have them re-ask their question later. Just like your midstream recap, be brief and get on with the task at hand. So say something like, I can see some of you have questions. I'll take your questions at the end. And if you could do me a favor, please type your question to me again once we're done. Tip number 9, leave them wanting more. After you finish your presentation, stay on to answer a few questions from your audience, but don't let this drag on. That's the worst way to end, if it just drags on. A good broadcaster knows to leave on a high note. So let them know if they have any further questions to contact you by email or by phone, or whichever way you prefer them to contact you. Tip number 10, use graphics. Now, you don't need to have fancy graphics for your broadcast like I'm using here. My excuse is that, I'm a TV guy and I want things to look pro. If you want help creating graphics like I'm using here, just let me know. I'm going to give you my email address at the end of this presentation. But any URLs, email addresses, Instagram, usernames, etc., that you mention during the broadcast should be printed out on a sheet of paper and held up to the camera for people to take a note of, or they could even take a screenshot. Finish off the way you started with your company logo and slogan, maybe a URL for your product or your service, a phone number, or an email address. Definitely have some sort of call to action. So I'm going to start taking your questions in a minute. If you have one, but first I'm going to give you this bonus tip. Yes, there is a bonus tip. Make an appointment with viewers. Either do your broadcast on a regular schedule, though this may not always be ideal for your workday, or post an hour in advance that you've got a broadcast coming up. Mention the title too, the title that you worked hard on crafting, right? It's a brave new world out there, and everybody has the tools to be a broadcaster. And as I've said before, the artist, broadcaster, or craftspeople knows it's not about the tools, but how you use them. If you'd like me to help you craft your message and connect with your audience, drop me an email. Here's my email address, david@davidtylerspeaks.com. david@davidtylerspeaks.com. You can also call me toll-free anywhere in North America, by the way, at 1-888-4-DAVID-TYLER, which is 1-888-432-8438, though 1-888-4-DAVID-TYLER is more memorable, right? So, if you have any questions, type them in the comment field below now, and I'm going to do my best to answer them.